What is going on, everyone? My name is Joseph Reynolds, and today joining me is your current UKFC champion, potentially soon to be Almighty Fighting FC champion as well, in Nathan Lambert. Obviously, not too far away from your next fight, July 1st. How are you feeling for it, buddy?
Feeling good, mate. Yeah. It was a weird one because I came from one fight camp and went straight into another one. So it's been non-stop, mate. But feeling good. Feeling good.
Yeah, and as well with this fight, it seems like a running trend for you is an opponent change at some point or something like that going on. But in terms of having this new opponent, is there anything you feel it does differently, or have you not looked too much into him as of yet?
I've not seen much about this guy. All I do know is that he comes from a good gym. He comes from Carlson Gracie Hull. So I know they got Owen Livesey there. So well-established gym. So I've got to respect it. So yeah, I don't know anything about the guy. I just, to be fair, because of all these opponent changes, I'm just trying to be ready for whatever gets thrown at me. I never know what to expect now, do I?
Yeah, and do you feel as though, obviously, in terms of the last year, you've been incredibly active. There were the UKFC Grand Prix, and then from there as well, going on to then collect the title. In terms of having this activity and seeing these different opponent changes, how's that sort of been as an amateur to have those different situations, but still being able to win as well?
Yeah, it's been amazing in terms of experience. Like I found as well that being active, if I've got no injuries and I can continue to fight, I've noticed that I get used to the idea of competing again and again. And I noticed that my performance seems to improve when I'm fighting. The closer I am to fighting the next time, the more with it I am. So for me, if I can stay active, I notice it kind of snowballs. So like the experience stays fresh in my mind, and I can just continue. So hopefully, I can put on a better performance each and every time I go out.
Yeah, and obviously with this fight as well, it's a chance to pick up another belt. Is that something that's too important for you, or what is the sort of goal this year, and what you're looking to accomplish with it?
Yeah, so I feel like I've gotten to a point in my amateur career where I want to be on the higher stages, and I basically want to make a bigger statement for when I do turn over to a pro. So if I can get onto, because I've been on UKFC a lot, and I thought there's a lot of titles out there to collect, and I thought if I start going for these titles, it would be a big statement and maybe get some eyes on me. So then when I do finally make that transition as a professional, I could hopefully get a good contract and see where it goes.
100%. And also sort of looking at the amateur success that you have had, obviously, you're on a good run at the moment. I believe with another win here, it's either 4 or 5 in a row. But to be able to build these win streaks and beat these names on the different platforms as well, do you feel as though beforehand where there weren't as many shows or weren't as many welterweights, how do you sort of see the progression of the division that you're in as well? And how important is it to have these different shows that are able to put on fights regularly?
Yeah, so I did notice that because I was sticking to one show, and so I was limiting myself on the potential of different opponents and different styles to go against. So I've gotten to a point now where chasing a belt has benefited me in a sense of I get to go somewhere else and get a taste of different styles, different opponents from different gyms, and I think it'll be the best way for me to kind of expand myself and develop as a fighter. So I think it'll be good. It'll be good for me to go from one event to another and just see what I can learn. Because, win or lose, I'm going to pick up so much in the next few months just trying to fight as many people as I can.
Yeah, and do you feel as though competitions like the Four Nations or the European Championships and stuff like that, do they seem like things that you'd want to compete on, or for the moment, do you just prefer to compete on the sort of regional shows and take one fight at a time?
Yeah, that did draw my attention. I did think about doing that. Then I think it was a more of a self-confidence thing. I wanted to build myself, to prove to myself that I was good enough to do it. And then now that I've gotten myself to a good record and, the confidence is obviously high, I feel like I've got experience there. I've gotten to a point now where I realise that I'm paving a path. So whatever gets offered to me, I'll consider it anything.
And as well, in terms of sort of looking at the last couple of opponents you faced, have all been high-level welterweights, have all been there around the top. Some of them have gone to be pros and already started to win. So in terms of getting these tougher tests as well, in terms of your improvement over the last year, it does seem like you've almost burst onto the scene. There's a lot more attention around your name now, definitely. Do you feel as though that's something that has increased, and how has it been to fight the top guys in this division?
Yeah, so I did notice, like, I think I started my amateur A debut when I was 20, 21, and obviously I was just I wasn't very active after I did either. I kind of had a couple fights and then I took a chill. Uh, you get like injuries and whatever. But I noticed now as my opponents are becoming like a higher level, and then they're obviously going away to be pro after so many fights, and it's kind of like I'm still left in the amateur division in the welterweights here. So I've gotten to a point where uh, I just need to beat that as many high level guys as I can to make the statement now before I go to professional. I'm basically proving it to myself more than anything.
Yeah, and do you feel as though almost the pro switch is something that is starting to creep on your mind a little bit in terms of when that switch could be, and how many more fights are you looking to get at amateur before you do look to make that change?
Yeah, well, at the minute, I'm seeing it as every fight that I'm being offered seems to be a title fight on a different show. So I feel like I'm getting like I'm getting more opportunities now to get these big title shots, and I think I should just take them whilst they're here. So if the title shots keep coming, I'll keep taking as many as I can, just because these are the massive fights that I'll get, like I'll learn from before I turn over as a pro. So if I don't get any more offers for titles and I just think, okay, maybe I should go for it now, then that's probably when I'll go. But whilst the opportunities are ripe and they keep coming now, I might as well take it.
Yeah, and then even sort of taking a look at this upcoming fight with the Almighty Belt and the ranking that keeps increasing. Obviously, I believe now ninth ranked in the UK and Ireland. Do you feel as though with that ranking it's become harder to get matched, or do you feel as though it becomes easier because more shows are wanting to see you on their shows just as a result of how much success that you are seeing at the moment?
Yeah, I was well chuffed about climbing the rankings. That was a cool thing. But I do think that it's harder to get through a full camp and keep the same opponent. And it's obviously down to different reasons. Injuries happen and all that. But it is hard to get an opponent, fight to, I don't know, I suppose, support your camp around fighting that opponent. You just got to worry about yourself now and just developing your own skills and just keeping yourself as fit and ready as you can be for anything. Because I noticed, like, in the amateur scene, there's a lot of the time I don't think I've been through a proper full camp where I've trained for one specific person and like gone to fight them. It's always, especially like a couple of weeks out, it's always like, the fight fell through, but we've given you someone else. You just got to take whatever fight you can. But it's uh, it's weird as an amateur. You just got to just take whoever you're offered, don't you?
Yeah, and then just a final thing for myself is obviously July 1st, we get to see you out there competing for another title. What is it that people can expect to see come July 1st?
On July 1st, you can expect to see a lot of pressure and a good solid pace throughout. Be it 5 rounds, uh, it could be a finish. All I promise is that the pace will be put on and it will be an exciting bout.
100%. Well, that is everything from myself. If you'd like to take a chance at any sponsors, anything like that, obviously feel free to go ahead.
I want to shout out just some of the gyms that I've been training at the minute. I've been training at the Pound MMA and been training at Hammer in St Helens. So shout out Sean Hammer Martin, Connor Martin, Connor Hignett, all the guys over there, just keeping me sharp, keeping me ready. Yeah, just all my training partners and everything, man. Just everyone's looking after me, keeping me sharp, making sure I'm doing those extra rounds, getting that extra run in, keeping me busy. I'm feeling ready for it. So
100%. Well, that's everything from me. I appreciate your time today. Obviously, July 1st, not a fighter to be missed. So always appreciate your time. Thank you very much, buddy.
thank you very much, mate. Cheers.